Good morning, Sarah Hepla.
Good morning. Line. Good morning, Nancy Rommelman. I woke up at 3:30 this morning and it's 7:08 Dallas time. So it's that hour when I'm winding down, and I usually fall asleep around 8, but I was like, let's go ahead and do our pod. I'm going to help get us fired up. I want to tell you something. I've been wanting to tell you this for like an entire day. Are you ready?
Okay. A whole day? Okay.
That's right.
Are you greasy?
Man, your daughter, we have a text thread with your daughter, and we send each other videos, and she sent a video of these two guys dancing to that song. And it was like, I can't even explain it. Like, I was just like, oh, I have to immediately listen to this soundtrack. I hadn't, that, so that movie comes out in 1978. Little Sarah Hepla is 4 years old. And I think it's fair to say that's basically like the blueprint. Like, that's the baby Mozart of my
Yeah.
growing up, is like the Grease soundtrack. So all I did was listen to it yesterday on repeat, and I was like casting a version of it with like female podcasters. Like, who do you think I cast you as?
I don't know because I've never seen Grease.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I forgot about this.
I'm sorry.
This is unbelievable.
Well, who did you cast me as?
Rizzo.
Oh, see, I don't want to be Rizzo. I know who she is. She's too clackety.
Do you want to be Marty?
I don't know who Marty is,
I
but
put
sure.
Kat Rosenfield as Marty. She's like the glamour puss that has a boyfriend overseas.
And I'm probably Rizzo. I mean, what am I going to do? I can't shake it.
I think when you see the movie, she's too clackety. She's freaking hilarious.
She's played by wait, what's her name? Stockard Channing.
Stockard Channing at like 35 years old.
Which I think I've talked about this before. First of all, good morning, everybody. We're not just going to be talking about movies we watched in the 70s. Okay. But she did a movie that used to play over and over and over on ABC Channel 7, where she was kind of an ugly girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then she couldn't get a date. And then she went, like, some guy took her skydiving, but like didn't pay attention, and she fell and smashed up her face.
Yeah.
And then when they fixed her, she was beautiful. And she went and exacted revenge on all the men.
We got to find this movie. We got to find this movie and watch it because it sounds amazing. Okay. I'm going to cast you in that movie.
Okay.
Okay, this is Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em. Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em is a podcast. It stars Nancy Rommelman and Sarah Hepla. We're going to talk this week about the Odyssey, which is a movie that's come out. I don't know if you've heard that. We're going to talk about things that people say behind your back, which is a really fascinating thought experiment. I also have some gentle pushback on a podcast that was recorded without my consent. That's not true at all. I wasn't there is what I was trying to say. About Fauci, I have some thoughts. And then we have a surprise new segment that you have to be a paid subscriber to listen to, but it's going to be hot.
Oh, hot. I'd also like to remind people, or tell them for the first time, we do have a YouTube. And it's true.
We do?
It's true. We have a YouTube channel, and when it was first born, we doted on the baby. We made sure, and then it was like, it's the redheaded stepchild. But I have gone back.
My mom took a million pictures of my brother as a baby, and there's like 5 of me.
That's right. For me, my mother was like sterilizing the bottles and everything. My brother cold milk from the fridge. So it's there, and go subscribe because it's good for us. And basically, you want things to be better.
Why is that good for them? They don't give a shit about us.
It's good for them because they can see clips. There's clips, man.
So here's my pitch. We're going to start doing more interesting things while we're podcasting. Like, I'm going to wear my nightgown, and you should wear your nightgown too. We'll have a nightgown
basically
episode.
Mostly wearing my
nightgown. I know,
but
we're going to know. We're like going to officially do that.
Yeah.
And
official
then
nightgown day.
We're going to put on makeup one time because I'm really excited about that. You have to get your caboodle ready, but...
Caboodle?
What's 90s girl. Caboodles were awesome. Like, basically it was this carrier for your makeup, and you could open it's like a suitcase for your makeup, and you could open it, and it had like shelves. This is what makeup artists use. But in the 90s, they sold cheaper plastic versions of what the makeup artists use.
I may have even owned something like that at some point.
And so us Dallas girls, we had our fucking caboodles, man. Yeah, I dropped an F-bomb 5 minutes in.
Okay, question, quick. And then we won't go into it. We'll start our episode. How many minutes do you estimate it takes for you when you choose to wear makeup, how many minutes does it take?
What do you mean?
How many minutes does it take for you to put on your makeup?
A minute?
Yeah, less than a minute. Less than a minute.
A minute and a half max.
Yeah.
Like if okay, like just to go to dinner with somebody, like less than a minute.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do an event, it'd be more like 2-3 minutes, because then I'll do lipstick and eyeshadow.
So I went on Fox News last week to talk about elder
you looked
scams.
Great.
Well, so the booker was like, listen, come camera ready, but if there's time, we'll get you the makeup chair and do you up, whatever. So I got there and I'm waiting, and there's like the booker's assistant, and I'm like, well, if you want me to go in, and she goes, well, hold on, I'll come back, I'll let you know. And she comes back, she's like, no, it's only for the talent. I'm like, okay.
You're not the
talent? But no, I wasn't the talent apparently. But I just the 1 minute makeup. But Coco had done my hair. Matt's 11-year-old daughter. When I was leaving the house, she's like, it would look nice if it was up, and she put it up, and that's how I appeared on camera. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so what are we starting with?
I'm sorry, I'm not ready to start yet.
Okay.
I think that I am going to get you a professional blowout and makeup artist for some event that I do, because that will be a gift to me. And I'm going to tell her, I need you to make her look like Faye Dunaway as much as possible. And then it's going to be amazing.
Okay. Well, I did send you the Faye Dunaway picture the other day. It was pretty close.
Oh my God.
Right?
It's gross how cute you are. It's so gross. Okay. Let's get going. Let me push back. This is gentle pushback segment.
Okay.
You did such an awesome job. Mary Catherine Ham, what a flippin', what's the female mensch? Like, gal. Like, she's great. She's a broad. Like, that was so cool. She just hopped on a podcast with you. Y'all knocked it out of the park with that Fauci thing. I was doing my audiobook. That was very grueling, by the way, but it was so fun, and I'm so glad it was me doing it. But it was just so, I can't even tell you how hard it was. I broke down crying twice. It was incredibly hard on my voice too. So, but you published that right as I was leaving the studio, and it was far away. It was like an hour-long drive. So I was probably the first person to listen to that. And I was like laughing, and I was like talking back to the, not camera, the stereo, because here's the thing. I think that you guys made, I think you guys really spoke a lot of people's hearts about the frustration that they felt about COVID and a lot of the nonsense around that. But Mary Catherine, who she put my new book in her hot box. Like, I love this woman. Yeah. Like, how cool was that? I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But she made the point when talking about Fauci's diary that he just talks about himself. And I was like, okay, I need to speak up for people that write diaries. It is by definition a self-involved enterprise. And that is, I think, while a valid critique, not one given in context, which is that he was writing that for himself and probably for history. And I think you could say that's narcissistic, but I think it's also, that was unprecedented. And it is fair that he wanted to capture that.
I will say that because he did write it on a government.
That just gave me the worst visual.
Ew, no, that's bad. he did it on a government issued computer, and he knew that. This is not a 14-year-old. I mean, the protocol is put a little lock, heart-shaped lock on your diary and stick it in your underwear drawer. This is a man in his 70s on a government issued computer. I think part of him knew that this would eventually, like you said, be part of posterity. He can't not have thought that. It can't not have occurred to him.
We probably thought it would be under his narrative control, though. Like for instance, I say a lot of crap in my journal, but and part of me is like, oh, maybe somebody will want to read this one day. But I would be the one selecting which part.
That would be, yeah, but it's yours and it's in your house. Like, we have no access. We paid his salary. Like this.
So
like
I've been thinking about this. You made this critique. I think it's a pretty good one. That like, well, why was he doing it on a government issued computer? And I don't know the answer to that, but I will tell you, I work for the Dallas Morning News and we're owned by Hearst. And one of the very annoying things that happened, sorry, Hearst, I know you pay my salary, but I'm just going to tell you, they won't let us work on a non-Hearst delivered laptop. So I can write on my own personal laptop, but if I want to hook up to the CMS and all because they have their own VPN and their own, like, they're basically afraid of being hacked. Sure. And so I do have a thought that he might have been told or warned that if he was going to write about these state secrets, he needed to do it on a government issued computer where they had their certain protections. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I think it's a reasonable assumption. I mean, your heart-shaped lock idea is great. It's also very 80s. It's also like where nobody does that. What if he was robbed? It's not impossible,
Oh, so you're saying he could have had just a notebook at home and jotted down his thoughts, but that seems to you more potentially risky in terms of state secrets than having it.
I'm telling you, okay. It might have been his orders that if he was going to write about this, that he had to do it in a place that they perceived to be safe. Now, it turns out it's not. I don't know why it leaked. And I honestly also think it's weird that most of the commentary on this has not asked the question of why we're reading this guy's diary, and that Rand Paul, a libertarian who does not believe in the surveillance state, is the person that is
spearheading
it. Because and the only person I've heard even ask this question is Matt Walsh. Matt Welch, I'm sorry, of the Fifth Column asked that. And then everybody just kind of ignored him. He was like, does anybody think it's weird that we're reading this? And it was like, blah, 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 which I get, it's the same thing that happens with nude pictures, but like, wait a minute, why are we reading this?
Well, look, we know because we were, as Mary Catherine and I spoke about, we were completely primed for the tribalism of everything that had been going on since Trump was elected. And here was this thing, and all of a sudden Trump was on this side and Fauci's on this side. So we, of course, made that a big, giant political football. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, and that could be true. But I wonder, public officials have to be allowed to have some sort of private life. Okay, Dr. Fauci,
but this is like exigent circumstances, because it's not like normal senators can't keep a diary, but I'm saying the guy in charge of the pandemic, that this is like, we're in uncharted territory. It's just a theory. I don't want to spend too much time on it.
No, we won't spend too much time. But so I've read, since I did the episode with Mary Catherine, which we did pretty quickly, the hearings were on one day, we recorded the next day. I've read a few more pieces about this, including our very, very smart friend, Scott Greenfield. And actually,
oh my God, Scott is so smart.
He's so smart. And he will, by the way, I think, didn't he tell us we're the only podcast he ever went on and the only podcast he ever will go on. So thank you, Scott, for letting us break your cherry. Sorry. And just keeping it just for us.
God.
He was basically talking about the fact that people do not understand. I opened the episode with Mary Catherine saying,
wait. They don't understand what? Complete that thought.
Hold on. I'm reeling it back. Hold on. I opened the podcast by saying, I'm glad we have the constitutional protection. I'm glad we have the Fifth Amendment. I am. I think it's great. And Scott said people are not understanding that the senators were laying a trap for him. Anything he said, like I had a hangnail last Tuesday, anything he said, they would then take and smash it apart. So actually, taking the fifth was incredibly smart. This was the smartest thing for him to do. And I get that. And I agree with that from a legal standpoint. I read a piece in the New Yorker. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering who the author was. And he basically said the same thing. However, also, we kind of need information. We still have these sort of black holes in the pandemic. People want to like jump to these conspiracies. I feel if Fauci could have given us information that we can act better in the next pandemic, I think that's super important. And that's why it kind of bugged me that he chose to take the fifth. He chose to not kind of maybe give the American people stuff we didn't know that he might know. I don't know, but that was my position and still is, actually. So
I feel like the Fifth Column guys really missed a big promotional moment when he took the fifth and they didn't post pictures of themselves wearing their baseball cap that says the fifth.
Well, Michael's been traveling. He's been in Italy.
Oh, okay. That's why they didn't do that, because of Michael's travel schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just my note to them. I have a baseball cap that says the fifth, and people
you do.
People go, "Are you taking the fifth or something?" And I go, "Yeah."
You got swag before anybody else did because it lived in my closet for 3 years. I was like, just go take what you want, Sarah. So yeah.
There's a movie that came out, and I don't know if you've heard of it. It's kind of like an underdog indie movie that nobody's really talking about. And it's called The Odyssey.
Well, I've heard of the book, actually. I'm not really sure if I've heard of the movie, wait, no, I haven't because I saw it.
Because you saw it?
Yeah, I did see it.
Did you see it twice?
I only saw it once, but Matt saw it twice. We went the first day, and then he took his kids the next day to see it. And they had
he's a braver man than I. I saw it once. I saw it on Wednesday. I made a goal for myself last week that I would see the Odyssey and tell nobody what I thought of it, and I have held to that goal. It is Sunday of a new week, so we'll see how I do. I was overwhelmed by people's opinions about it, and I try really hard not to read criticism before I see a movie because I'm very influenced by it.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was really hard. And I read a lot of, all of a sudden I'm like, I know so much about Emily Wilson, the translator of the Odyssey. I've never even heard of this person before. And now I know like what she translated and what she thought of this. And I was thinking about whether I thought, PTSD was a good idea to tell the story of what's his name?
Odysseus.
Oh, Odysseus. It really is getting to be that time. And I was like, what's his name? Matt Damon. I have to put this in the comments. They're the funniest thing on Instagram where this cat went viral because it looked like Matt Damon and they called it Cat Damon. Nancy, it's so good. Put it down.
I'll put it in. Okay.
That I'm going to include the picture of Cat Damon.
I got it.
So I read, first of all, I want to tell you some things about this movie. It's directed by Christopher Nolan. I have mixed feelings about Christopher Nolan. I think Memento is brilliant, and I've just never really been able to click into anything else he's done. You and I talked about Oppenheimer. Too long.
Dunkirk? Did you see Dunkirk?
Never saw it.
Oh, it's tremendous. Tremendous.
Okay, well, maybe I'll watch it next time I'm trying to go to sleep. The Odyssey has grossed over $727 million worldwide. It had a budget of $250 million. That is just in 12 days in the theater. So this movie is doing well. One of the questions that kept kind of coming to me as I was watching this movie was the same question you would ask when you write a story. Why now? Why is this movie happening now? And why is it so big? And what is it satisfying or answering for us? And I had a theory, which I was pleased to see. The great Ross Down of the New York
Who's now gone to
Times.
see, who's gone to CBS 60 Minutes.
Yeah, just for the record, I know how to pronounce his name, but I'm never going to pronounce his name right until he comes on our podcast. It's my protest.
Okay.
To Ross.
Get over here, Ross.
Hot. So he had a great column about it, and I'll tell you about it. But before we get to that, I'd like to ask you this question, Nancy. Why now?
Well, I don't know why Christopher Nolan chose to make it now, but he does take on large subjects. I mean, Dunkirk, pretty large subject. Oppenheimer, pretty large subject, right? And he wants to tell a sweeping narrative. The Odyssey has been around for quite a while. I think it is a bit of a timeless story, and it's one that apparently people keep wanting to read. Matt went with his two daughters, they're 11 and 18, and Coco, the little one, she really liked it, but she had some quibbles because Cersei's supposed to be better looking than she is, blah, 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 blah. And Izzy, who's 18,
that
was at this real sort of...
That was very confusing. I loved that scene, but it's, he has sex with Cersei in...
Right, but in the movie, he doesn't, right? He's more of a sort of heroic. Yeah. I think Odysseus is a bit sort of, he's not the... well, he's not the... what do they call that? Gamer, the player or whatever that he is in the book. But philanderer. But I mean, he's been gone for however many years. You got to get a little somewhere. Plus, these people are kind of gods and seductive. In any case, Izzy, who's 18, was sort of like, why is this story interesting? Why are we watching? She had the same question as you, like, why this story now?
I'm with Izzy.
And I was sort of making the case, well, like, we've kept these stories for a long time for a reason. We've got the Bible, we've got, the Odyssey and the Iliad and Gilgamesh. Like, there are these sort of texts that... Well, no.
I mean, you're right, but I mean, like, what the fuck is Gilgamesh? I don't know.
Man, I saw Gilgamesh read out loud before a giant stone fireplace at a writer's colony when I was like 20. It was awesome. But in any case, I wasn't there. I was just... my friend's mom ran the place. I think that there are lessons in it about overcoming, about hubris, about war, about love, about fidelity. And I think these things still resonate with people. Now, do they resonate in a time of TikTok? That I cannot say. But clearly, if we've done 727 million, they're either resonating or people just go to see what other people want to go see. There's been kind of what I think is kind of silly controversy over it. Like, is it woke? And, why isn't this character the color that I think she should be? I think that's silly. I think the casting's super interesting. I think the acting was superb. I didn't think it was too long. I thought Oppenheimer was too long. And I really enjoyed it. I think the one comment I would say in terms of maybe misrepresentation of the book itself, I read the book, the Robert Fagles translation that came out in 96. I read it in 97. I adored it. I recommend it. I needed more sirens. I needed more sirens.
Oh my God. They dropped the ball on the sirens so hard.
Man.
Because that is the one part of the Odyssey that I remember. And I was waiting for it the whole goddamn 2.5 hours because it comes pretty late in the film. And I'm like, where are the sirens? Where are the sirens? What are they going to look like? Who's going to play the sirens? And then they are like, blip.
Hey, listeners in Listenerland. And for those of you on YouTube, maybe watching it, thanks for being here. This is the end of the free portion of this episode. If you would like the entire episode, got to head over to Substack. That's smoke'empodcast.substack.com. Become a paid subscriber. Many ways to do that. You get the full episodes and you get some other niceties and et cetera and et cetera. And if you are over here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button as well. We appreciate it. Tell your friends. Thanks.